Transformations and fusions in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 were one of the most expected features of this type of games, even at the beginning of the saga. It was a spectacular factor that took out all the wishes we had to see and feel these characters in all their glory. This leads to them having different characteristics. Some of them are pretty useful in combat and others simply broken. In this new ranking, join me to see the 10 best transformations in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This top is a personal opinion. I remind you that you can also leave your rankings in the comments. I will always read them all. Also note that this top is not based on the most aesthetically striking transformations or letting us be carried by the power levels of the series. These are the ones that I consider most useful in a combat of the game. And also, the characters are not organized from worst to best. They are only the 10 that I consider the best transformations without any specific order. Enough talking, let's go with the video. Number 10. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. The second transformation of the final version of Vegeta has what I call a giant energy reserve. This is a character who has a large arsenal of skills to unload Ki Blast. The volley, the Big Bang and the Final Flash are very good techniques to overwhelm the opponent. Also, his ki charging is pretty fast for the amount he spends on each technique, so it's pretty easy to play from a distance. Although if your style is more hand-to-hand combat, his moveset doesn't disappoint either. He has a grab that chains with other special attacks. I say this because not all characters have a grab that sends the rival towards the bottom of the map, but there are others who send them downwards and don't allow them to continue with any special attack. Vegeta has a very good way to maximize damage. Number 9. Super Buu Gohan Absorb. Super Buu's last transformation. This one has very powerful attacks, a range with each of them that is very difficult to fail. It has a brutal beam technique like the Super Kamehameha. It can cut many combos and counters with Chocolate Beam, and although the Kamikaze Ghosts are not a very reliable ultimate, it's true that when they connect, they can deal an entire life bar of damage in 1 second. You also have to keep in mind that when this Buu transforms, he gains a little amount of health, which is always good. Number 8. Frieza Final Form. I'm not talking about Frieza at 100% power, but about his final transformation. A pretty agile character with very fast Ki Blast and great damage. His consecutive beam technique is extremely effective to deal pressure in addition to doing a lot of damage if you only connect one hit. It has immobilization technique that is great for passing through the guard. It has an unblockable technique and a very powerful ultimate with a lot of range. For me, the best version of Frieza in the entire game. Number 7. Super Saiyan Trunks. It's curious to see this character here, taking into account I included Super Trunks in my video of the worst characters in the game, but if we look at the previous version, the difference is amazing. The agility that this Trunks has is stunning. Grab, Ki Blast, charge and speed attacks are very reliable, which gives a tremendous damage shock in a short time. It has a key discharge attack and a spectacular ultimate, one of the most iconic ones. It also has the resource of making an explosive wave. For those who don't remember, this can be activated even if the rival is hitting you. It serves as a counter attack that may save your life more than once. Number 6. Janemba. The characteristics of this villain are a little different but very effective. Janemba at the beginning is a giant character who then becomes a standard size and makes him more malleable when chaining combos. When you start to alternate between the light and strong attacks, his sword gives him a greater reach. Also, if combined consecutively, the rain of projectiles attack can hit in most situations. It also has demonic breath, which serves as a protection and also to stun the rival and leave him open to perform a special attack, like for example the ultimate, which is a devastating rush attack. To wrap up, Janemba is one of the biggest advantages that a transformation can provide on this game. Number 5. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is one of the most beloved transformations, and for me, it's the best design that a Super Saiyan transformation has even to date. But talking about his performance in the game, this one goes from Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku to the adult in Phase 4. The improvement is notable from the second one. The reach on his arms and legs is lethal for the rival in close combat. The Kamehameha ×10 is an energy discharge technique that doesn't have to be charged. charge, so reaction is more useful in close combat. His speed attack has a tremendous range and tracking, and although I can't say the same about his ultimate, he does have many resources in his moveset to create openings and perform this definitive attack without the rival being able to escape. Number 4. Omega Shenron. The maximum villain of Dragon Ball GT has a transformation that makes him incredibly strong when he absorbs the Dragon Balls. With a very wide range grab thanks to its long limbs, speed attacks like the Thunder Shock, which is super broken, I'm sure you have already experienced that situation, and also an ultimate with great destructive power, can be clashed with other energy beams and has a considerable preference. When he charges the ki to the maximum, it becomes a beast that has the energy to attack with a lot of damage without stopping. Number 3. Mid Goku Super Saiyan. Here I'm in a small dilemma thanks to the base version of Mid Goku, which is also pretty good, but I think that I consider this transformation worthy of being on this top because it's not overshown by the good character he is on its base form. He still has an incredibly strong Kamehameha with a lot of range, a speed attack with plenty of tracking, and the damage he deals is actually a lot. It has an ability to be charged to the maximum in 1 second, and when he is in that state, you have a character with semi-infinite combo length and a devastating ultimate attack. It's one of the most competitive Super Saiyan versions. Number 2. Android 13. I know many don't like the idea of not being able to charge ki, but when you get used to using an android, you will realize that it has very useful melee attacks for that playstyle. Android 13 has similar qualities to Broly in its stun characteristics. Many characters are not able to move him with their basic attacks, and that is a pretty big advantage in this transformation. But when the rival is playing aggressively, you can literally counterattack from the front by giving light punches and you will always win. His attacks have a lot of range, both energy discharge and ki. The only thing I would change would be his ultimate, which despite being one of the most visually striking, it has a minimum range and sometimes it's difficult to get it right. Before continuing, here we have some honorable mentions. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Perfect Cell. Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2. Super Vegeta. Number 1. Cell Second Form. This imperfect state of Cell can sometimes give even more results than using the strongest version of the villain in the series, due to his energy and health absorption ability. With both his grab and speed attack, he can push his sting into the opponent and steal the energy and health at the same time that those resources are recharged from you. It's a constant life theft. Also, as a character himself, he is not bad at all. He has very good combos, a very strong ki attack, maybe with low tracking, but it's compensated by his close combat strength. And well, if the situation is already very desperate, his ultimate is the escape to a comeback glory, with a tremendous impact but that leaves you one hit away from death. Unless the opponent is an android, you can live off your enemy's resources constantly, and that's pretty broken. For this reason, those would be the best transformations in the entire game. Guys, I remind you to leave me your personal tops in the comments, I will gladly be reading them. I know I may have missed some out there like Super Saiyan Future Gohan or Baby Vegeta Great Ape, so just to let you know that I did take them into account. Thank you very much for watching, that was all for today, and I'll be watching you in next video. Take care and see ya.